Most of them were the MPPs. And my entra and delude went to the think and say the small scale miners no more legitimate licenses, so they are not doing galamsey. They are all part of it. They have engaged in galamsey. In Tisesia Abayas Sano, they know the promises that this administration gave during campaign time. Enti waba omunim pay face sense share no so the begu ho. Enti adenti na yendi last na yenko. The same when the NDC force nim so omo aba power. Enti omo so omo mbabru no crop omuni licenses no. They will also enter to join the fray. Say, yes, so yabekomu bi. Na yakutu yaban na aba. Until the two are involved. But those who have legitimate licenses but are using it for different things, I do na MPP for. And I want to pray and hope, say, ATF would judge this statement or this submission as fair. Because NDC4 have not gotten licenses yet to, as it were, engage in small-scale miners. Even though there were some who were NDCs and had small-scale mining licenses. They are all part of the problem that we are having today. But Mark, I have said, say, we have tried everything, every operations regards fighting against galamsey. Yen to me, are we saying, say, as a state, the people in the forest and in the river bodies, they are stronger than the state architecture when it comes to security. And I say when it comes to, say, a bebo mine home buyer now. If we don't see this problem as, how do you call it, a terrorist attack on us, then I don't know what we might want to call or describe as a terrorist attack. In the sense, say, do na omo mining sector no mutu no. Omo ye amanonefo. And I say, manfra, whatever. And omo aba, omo say insu ani ensase. I've said on several occasions, say koba ne say, Ghana ni, and wako China, and Africa ni wako China. And the way omo respecting nature. 9 years before, and even different tribes, and as I can say, Caucasians, Akko, China, and North Korea, and South Korea. And no more years, Ghana. None of them would have come back safe into his or her country. But yet, to remember, and a young foreigners are taking over our natural resources from gold to everywhere. They are in charge. And these forest reserves that we have, these river bodies that we have, they have invaded on our own lands and now destroying nature that God has given to us. And the security apparatus are more or less, not up to the task. But you see, to say they are not up to the task, so it's another low blow. I believe say a security architecture is strong enough to be able to curtail this menace. Because military, what are their relevance in every country? They are there to ensure, say Obi Baba Tuasha Osoa, they will protect the nation. And it's a moon to mean protect and forest more. How is it that say a Kumbiba, say Togo Betuasha so? Say America betuashe so any other country betuashe so how can we be assured say mubetumi akwaji from what we are seeing because omo ye galamsey no enkrofo na atoashe Ghana so omo say ye noma omo say no ebema ye terminal disease up to 100 years kra na ebia deformities are be hu no 100 years it will still be there. And for me the system that we are running no in fighting for galamsey no say no na ban we be use padia and your massa and your ban won paper bintra because we cannot sit down and then go through pain to vote out a government we felt and still believe that they were incompetent in everything. They were incompetent and they were not ready to fight galamsey. Now more by assurances. Now this is the approach. More fighting against galamsey. Now you don't have any alternative there. Then you have no business in even saying self galamsey. So the government should step up its game. Don't look at the galamsey say the operations. We have green zones and red zones. Let the military descend on them, shoot and kill from the air. Say why you be who say what things you so you be shoot too straight. These are the things that will deter them. These are the things why you be who say what divert ensure the course. Once we are in the air, we are coming with, say, yeah, back. Say, I understand, yes, your best selling kakrefi, your best selling kakrefi, now you do more qua. Bribing, ebema, or more are compromising. I have started here and said, say, this water guard for you, Mark, within the shortest possible time, say, I'm disbanded, that's what cost you more juma. The galamseyers will get to know them. And this hey, na bosom beso, I'm a water guard person. Na ebema me 4,000. Na galamsey are sending momo into my account 5,000. We just say me who sort in so America. And I'm saying me who say ofi makachi ho or ko inside America. When me cross 5,000, me to me the be out of bottled water esi ho ano. Because they are not thinking of the future. The risk involved in fighting in going into the galamsey itself, no. And that's what more minor. Many are dying without even the public getting to know. And as I say, we take the bull by the horn, employ the services of your friends drones. As we sit here, we bastardize the MPP on the issue of your friend saying zip line because of the way they implemented it and the opaque system that they run within it. We are saying, sir, this zip line as a drone services, no, at least no matter how they inflated their contract or whatever it is, no, it is serving a purpose. And why can't we employ the same system to survey the areas that you say forest reserves and river bodies? Today we have drones that can shoot from the skies. And why don't we kill all these people who are destroying our forests and river bodies? At least a few of them. Let's kill them. Because I cannot sit here na ebia da chimbi me baby a me baba wo no na ne nantua ne kon ho anase oni nan kra ana woni hwene. So many things are happening, and so it is important and critical say we will let the military descend on these first galamseyers, not in the form of operation, say you organize operation to root them out, but young taking the say akon. Mark, as we speak, it is alleged that bribery is going on within the military services. Those who are being selected to go and fight against galamsey, no, to go there, no, they pay heavy bribes to their friend saying, paying for no more selected to be able to be part of this thing because him say and yes, they are going to fight against anything, but then they are going to ensure that they will enrich themselves. They are going to protect people to continuously destroy our river bodies and forests. And it is only the government that can say, I am taking this action against galamseyers, and no, the action should not be just a 9-day wonder. For a full 1 year, the drones and all the military accoutrement should be unleashed on those people. And yes, sir, Mark, the approach we are using can never solve the problem. Here, His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama has said, sir, na point you be anywhere, Obama na kwama na ye galamsey. And that's why I am mining in any form. Mm-hmm. Mark, it is easier said than done. Waka. But look, no matter what he does, his people will get the licenses and in the name of other people to mine. Yeni omemuha. And now your friend say affordable housing na urakufo na OSEI. It came to 4. Say nkrofo mo MPP mu mpanyifo no omo drivers allocated the your friend say affordable houses to themselves. A big crabs 10, 12, 30. Nti omo for different din omo de aye. Omo wia na chese omo de abesa rent am the public and I say omo aton am the public. Nti in this country everything is possible. And as I sit here, Mark, say a friend say corruption perception index. No matter which institution does it. Na so omo ka say Ghana second, I'll be shocked. Ghana is the most corrupt African country I have ever witnessed. The most corrupt. A country in which, say, pay a juma, a buying institution, you must pay bribe before you are employed. You must pay bribe more than 10 times or even 15 times of the salary you'll be taking a month. A buy juma I bet you 2,500 at the end of the month. Take home, no. Ubetria bribe best 20,000 Ghana cedis. And send the wash immigration, military, police, or whatever it is. What are we doing to ourselves? State agencies, state institutions, they don't care about your background and what you can do, but rather they will want to employ you based on the fact that ubetria, or your bad dear, what's some crop mobile. Say I can't be a few more. Yeah, farmer. All these things tells us if you're looking for a corrupt country, pana say obi be grade no can say Ghana that second me can say studies na bogus because we are so corrupt. Sama wo dwen ho a won ti ase no ma say yen kokuntia de yasoma so kokono okoje bribe de ono so wasalati obi ama na kokono ono so oje de okokone bribe de okokono so okodu no ho a na nkrofo no mo ho no so because they know what is happening. No, most will gather bribes together. Then at the end of the day, our fighters become protectors of the wrongdoers. Mark, me yura hwama o man we. Enti ye betra ho, ema Burkina Faso a oye ku 2021. Na ene young guy ne seso president e be ni Africa in terms of age. I stand to be corrected, but from the checks, he appears to be the youngest leader in any of the countries on the African continent. Nasa branch here we, what to me I can say, ye tomatoes in ye dry the Ghana raw, any other countries, into Messiano. Now what to me Siano are building 2 big tomato processing factories. As you see our more canning were commissioned, they have started canning their tomatoes. Obi why you cool. Now ba now I see ye go now man on the phone some into men nationalize it. Na yaji within the shortest possible time, once you gold refinery. Our monk more added value to the gold. When they add value to it, apart from say be on beton in it a friend say ya refine. He has also put up their own state bank and as a central bank. The gold bars are being put in the bank for as reserves. And Rachi make sure with Maya of course Ghana individuals be more. I don't know if motorbikes, electric ones, but Burkina, an investor who hails from Burkina has returned from Turkey. Our best establish it in tandem with the government. Our best establish an assembly plant for your friend is saying electric vehicles. We are not assembling electric vehicles. Your toba and I say the banner your baby do, but they are assembling it in Burkina Faso. Right now, the way they are rising. Here, farm equipment, crap man. Ghana before election, and you know Ghanaians videos taking and they were saying Damrakun ABC. After election, the guy is communication policy. You better Burkina. I be trying. I developing more than us. I industrializing more than us. Was a see electric car no more you are to Sahel. Until very soon, if they are able to nationalize their gold reserves and their mineral reserves, Ube who said they will have enough gold in their reserves. So one currency. No currency on the African continent will be stronger than the Sahel currency. What are we doing to ourselves? We have criminals in our midst, destroying us. Kill them and let us be free. We see there be human right no. And he said, a friend is saying, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, and as a Togo, or Motosha Ghana Sodia, and military no sorry. And I think, Mark, I've made this statement here before. I want to repeat myself. And I'll repeat it anywhere I go. I think the Interior Minister is talking too much. Some of the things are security matters that must be discussed, behind closed doors. One of the issues that he came up with, which I felt that as an Interior Minister, when the security architecture will meet, you discuss all these things. Until when action is taken, it doesn't affect you. Nobody knows that you are the one who gave that advice. By Atihana and saying, I know can't say there's a particular place in Kumasi. I've forgotten the name. And he is directing the police to, as it were, soup on them, get rid of that place. I don't know what they have to do, like to destroy the place or whatever. Who, as an Interior Minister, you also double as an MP. MP we all respect. MP Kumasi for respect. If you come up boldly to declare that, you become an enemy. You become a target. Into your vote may even dwindle into the next election. Because you don't know how many people benefit in that end. Now, the intelligence should be unleashed to survey the area, look at all the, because those ghettos, there's so much you can gather in terms of information. Until when they have acquainted themselves with the modus operandi of those areas, then they can strike. But if you as an interior minister, one, you are giving yourself out, one, you are going to lose popularity. And another thing, he is directing the Ghana police to, as it were, transfer all the regional commanders in the mining areas.
Mining areas.
Mark, it does not lie in the interior minister's mouth to come public in this manner. When you do that, you are trying to tell the public that the police is incompetent. Okay. Meet with the security architecture. Tell them that, look, this is what we have to do. Transfer them and then reshuffle them. Now, as part of the process, galamsey. But when you come out to say it, try like that, don't forget, the regional commanders, you have an issue. They will have issue with you. That is not to say you are papa. But when you are discussing the cookworm, when you jump the gun, just like Ura Herikote, better yes, I say, when he stood at the police headquarters and intimated, say, we will do special recommendation at all cost. I have discussed with the IGP. And when I watch the video and I look at Herikote's demeanor as against Dampare's demeanor, say I have discussed with the IGP, I realize, say, there was serious problem between the two regards your can, because now I quite say, we share Dampare and that's why a psychology that you may immediately conclude, say, on what there now a former interior minister Okan.
I recorded.
And Mark, galamsey ni dear. Yamfani say okun.
Okay.
Now the blue water will fail. And I'm very sad. Say beginning starting. We have contacted the Naval Command to train. And Crawford, they don't have the expertise. So why don't you send those who have the expertise once and for all? Medase.
How you need 100.9. Nana ya sanitano and I would say Kano. Na we say is as sanitano. Saying he is not aware the government has revoked all community mining licenses. Tell him I said he should be serious. Adade and Adade.
Did I mention community mining? I have never, since I sat here this morning, I've never mentioned community mining. I mentioned small scale miners. The community mining, your government, Adade, your government brought the community mining to destroy this country's forest reserve and water bodies to their own interest. You, Adadi, I don't know if you benefited from it. You have defended this rot that your government, engaged in. Up to this time, you are still defending. I have not mentioned community mining. I know why I didn't mention community mining.
Okay.
But I'm saying, sir, majority of the people who were doing this business were people who had licenses from the previous administration. MPP for. I will not sit here and say NDC for count, but the majority were MPP. And now the government has changed.
But no kind of sana who be to show.
Yes, the
evidence to
the
prove.
evidence are there. Go and check. Say, omo community, small scale mining licenses.
Yeah.
You think said the previous administration or best say NDC for compared to say on the the community so-called community mining now all kind of bisa say NDC ni Ben and not Oye in charge when the NPP was in charge in office. I mean, let us be fair.
Okay. Richard Edifriama Saman. Also last Saturday, Reverend Tim Fojo walked out of Joy FM News File live program. He accused the host, lawyer Samson Ayenini, of fabricated messages. 100% of the messages from listeners were all against Reverend Tim Fojo of lying against the government for importing cocaine and money laundering. Reverend Fojo continued to disgrace himself, moving from radio stations to radio stations, forcing there to be there, whilst there is no there. NDC can never be tagged as cocaine party like any other party. This fake cocaine story was manufactured by the MPP to divert attention from numerous thievery of their stewardship, which has come to light. Richard Amasaman. Meshach Asante. Also, I want to ask, The little reverend given to Intim Fodio, is it part of his name? Was it the title? Yeah, the title reverend given to Intim Fodio, is it part of his name or given to him by his parents? Or where exactly did he get that title from? Because his behavior in public utterances doesn't represent the meaning of reverend at all. The government must do everything within their power to force him to provide evidence concerning his so-called aircraft cocaine saga. Ghana is under serious reset, and so we will not allow anybody to spread falsehood and get away with it. In fact, he has a lot of work to do if he wants to copy Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa. He better humble himself and approach Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa to seek wisdom. Stop the 419. Meshach Asante. Lamb taking Rashid. Hey, Messi Tintini. Mark Jerry, good morning. Yesterday, individuals who purport to be national security operatives without cause ransacked the home of the ADC of the former vice president. They destroyed the gate to his house to forcibly gain entry. Thereafter, they destroyed the doors of the main bedrooms and scattered everything in the bedroom. Even the contents of mini mosque were not spared. They also took away the hard drive of the CCTV cameras. Justice sanctioned under the guise must cease. Citizens have rights that must be respected. The man in question is just a policeman whose only crime was being assigned to the former vice president. Where's it, Jerry? Well, remember, the Speaker of Parliament gave a weak ultimatum to whoever said the daughter of a murderer. That's how okay, so I'm for real. I am to show up himself. It is over a month now, and we haven't heard anything about it. What is going on in this country? Where's the Mark Jerry? Good morning. I'm regular listener of your morning show, Ghana MONTIE. My little concern of late is that there is too much noise in your transmission. Really? Also, since last week, Wednesday. Okay. Afra. Okay. We Philomena, Mame Ekuya. Philomena, Mame Ekuya. Mame Ekuya. Afra, what it? Transmission, they do, ma. But engineers, no. You better draw my attention. Now, my Adam Paul said, Mr. President, with all due respect, I can see you are gradually failing Ghanaians. On the elimination of galamsey in Ghana, MPP was toothless dog on cracking down galamsey in Ghana. Mr. President, we are not hearing of the oral any longer. How do you therefore protect the nation's pets? Adam Paul, NABC. Alai Babasa, I'm highly surprised that I don't hear from the MPP lawyers that whoever alleges burden of proof is on him. The Reverend Tim Fojo Presser, McJerry, are you sure if you were the one who put out such statement, can still go ahead and ask the security services to come and see you? Reverend Tim Fojo, thanks. MPP is still in power. Reverend Tim Fojo think MPP is still in power to act with impunity. NDC needs to sanitize the airwaves through responsive speeches and truth with reset. Ghana agenda alive baba ena ode abe ami for we na men call amaleba ho. When you say good morning to you, Mark, MPP should leave Adjo Asafo alone. The problem is because of their greediness and evilness that caused their defeat. Ovitete, but it was South Africa. When you say good morning, Mark, that guy in Team 4Joy is just doing politics without security. The legal security bodies should invite him immediately to face the law. Baba Mbila and us or the free. So, where is the allegations made by the ranking member in Parliament on the Defense and Interior Committee, Honorable Reverend Itimfodo, regarding the alleged drug trafficking in the country is a national issue. Government should furnish Reverend Fojo and the public with details concerning his government of the accused aircraft to bring clarity to the matter. We said the call by Foreign Minister Okujeto Ablakwa is bogus and needless. The U.S. envoy or ambassador to Ghana only protect the policies of the U.S. government and can't change any. But to emphasize, Donald Trump in his speech spoke English with clarity, which Honorable Okujeto, the inventor of Arabian Cane syndrome, seemed not to understand it. Why does Sami Jamfi and Erika J like calling for the arrest of the people? They criticized public officers using state vehicles and free fuel given to them. If I may ask, are they using the private cars and filled with kerosene? Or no? Also, they'll be saying, Amara Mache?
Joseph Papa J.
As I,
Mariadom, the main question in a way.
Amara Bako.
Ordinarily, it would be unusual to see me on
Mondays
morning like this.
Yeah.
But I am holding a brief on behalf of my comrade who's supposed to have been here.
Okay.
I've been taken ill this morning. So, comrade, I wish you well in a speedy recovery.
All right.
Duty calls, you have to respond.
That's right.
So, Papa J, before I come to the substance of the issue, please, what are we looking at this morning?
Oh, the kind of okay. Now, okay. The kind of fight against illegal mining.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
You be said you are not American. You are say, what is your government doing?
Mate, Papa J, before me question, my main can't say same way. I bring to be a friend Mohammed Amadou Zakor. Mohammed Amadou Zakor, or a police in. And if you care to know, or your current director of Cybersecurity, Ghana Police Headquarters, Accra. Recently, a COP Titeyawonu appointed upon his assumption into office as the IGP. Senior one. Amadou Zakor, my BA the Facebook page. And as you can see, one of that way. So, Alhaji Muhammadu Dr. Bawumia.
What's it? Amadou Zakor.
Amadou Zakor. Dini pardon. Mohammed Amadou Zakor.
Now, what him have validated say you?
Well, no, that's his Facebook page. That is his Facebook page. He is just the recent appointed director of cybersecurity at the Ghana Police Headquarters. Facebook page, NA. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, the former vice president, and a year in the wall paper, and the profile paper also a year or no, and the vice president picture. You can see it, my brother. You can see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of mine. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But see, this same guy went to his Facebook wall and wrote, "Rest well, Your Excellency." And I attached the picture of the Vice President, Her Excellency Prof. Jenana Opoku Agyeman.
But I will say account no validate.
The account is validated. And yeah, me, that was that validation.
A director of cybersecurity.
Yes.
Police headquarters.
Exactly. I know what I'm talking about.
No walls, no.
Papa J.
What validating account?
I don't need to. Am I the one to am I the one to validate it?
Who said Facebook?
Am I the one to validate it?
But you have to validate it before.
Papa J,
you
hear
can
me.
Put them
Hear me. Minim komo madi won chen. I can't bring that common on air. Okay? Nipa no head the cybersecurity unit before the assumption of the office of IGP. COP Yohunu have been removed and this guy have been replaced. And this is the guy. So senior Onwa, the police issue a statement and denounce Senior Onwa. I'll forward it to you. This guy went and broke a fake news announcing despicably the demise of the vice president. How do you expect this element, this character, to support? See, Muhammad Amadu Zakor. See, now His Excellency the President, the naked pictures, and Montie. How do we validate them? And why do we invalidate them? And the head of the state institution, mandated with the powers to deal with this canker, is led by the MPP apparatchik. COP Yawunu, what background check did you do? Even if there was a need to replace Nipa no Ohono, if there was a need to replace him, why bring this guy there? Checks been away. I won't go beyond this. And I believe the leadership is listening. They must do the needful. Fight against galamsey. It was heartwarming to hear the minister, Honorable Amakufibua, stating categorically that government is going to regulate the importation of excavators into the country going forward. Mene Openibi Kasai somewhere last week. Na someone not all can say, I'm never see. Kebeya mampening for asonte. You see, in every enterprise, there's an input, processing, and output. And the input, you need the tools to process. After processing, follows the output. You be real studio when a microphone ni hana paya. Papa je bit me akasa. Say microphone na konso wa hanti ne akasa yi. Na ye bo wura he na mpenimfo say microphone na konso ya be fa free ha. Can we talk? No. Onipa no suggest say to successfully combat this illicit mining and degradation and a threat are posed to our environment. Yes, sir.
Whose name you mentioned? Well-known MPP apparatchiks that I know.
Okay.
As friends. They are here, so I wouldn't doubt what you are saying.
Very well. Thank you for confirming. What do you do? Only pan suggest you. And we a me amalaba na me castle and your government, even though I'm a government spokesperson. Me humble opinion, I may share and say, Nidi kaino, me bomb minister Basso, say what can say the importation of excavators will be regulated. Because and no end the primary tool for the destruction of the environment. But it shouldn't end there. Cyanide, mercury, lead, bakubi kawanu so your friend say, so be kaya kaimie. All these things are tools or the input that small scale miners from here to carry out their illicit activities. Government to national security should, as a matter of fact, stop, if not ban the importation of this kind of element or this kind of materials. And even if there is a need for the large scale miners to import those equipment and the registered small scale miners now, the importation should be done through national security. The quantity needed, how they need them, where they need them, and when to use them must all be provided to national security. The national security is provided as, how do you call it, a permit to import some Yomana, a bar, they should take over, guide it, and make sure say they land in the right hands so that other people wouldn't have access to it. In the case of excavators, so the minister Akano, that ban should be effected immediately. Na se empokra ko ba se hu hia se aban emma contract na contractor no be here excavated there na adwuma. No contract can be validated without Ministry of Finance consent and ameboa because woman no mutiaka. Enti se me contractor ana papa je we contractor na aban ma adwuma na hu here excavator na excavator no be adwuma. Let the Minister for Finance know say I will need the contract, I will need an excavator, and the ministry should import that excavator for you. Now, say excavator ne ba na ministry ne clear near the mawa. Yedi majuma specifically a government ade show won o de sa excavator ne ekwakoye. Ne santi sa o de excavator ne kodi djuma foforo bia enka ne aban ade show won ne ho a you be accountable. In this case, people can be answerable and the government can track activities of kind of equipment and water system and destroy, environment. And these are the ways, because so who deny the Nipano access to have input now, they will not be able to process an ameboa. And if they are not able to process, can they bring output? They can't bring any output. Eventually, the degradation of the environment will be gradually contained with the passage of time. You bet me everywhere. So, fabricated tools, mechanic equipment, we can control that within a speck of time. Okay, and also those chamfine machines, must also be banned from importing into the country. And I believe government can do that. Government can do that. For me, President Mahama within the last, and then exactly 3 months of money taking over. Is it 4 months? January 7th to April 7th. And then exactly 4 months. The government no aye. So far, 3 SHS have been improved. On the 23rd of this month, and Kwalani Beko School, one time, no mama kwai, one time, the single track system have been introduced again. That traffic light have been done away. For the past 3 months, Senior Tano, me refi me huwa kai me. What is a secondary school will complain about the Diana Wasamwana? And the quality of food and quality. No. Teacher training allowance. Hey, Mahama Bechum, and this Bechum, the Chumwana. Just last Nkolano almost more allowances, and they're all happy. What about the nuisance taxes like the e-levy, the emission levy, the betting levy? The government have cleared them all. I stand to believe that by the time where Finance Minister Besako Parliament to present the mid-year budget review, definitely the COVID levy too will be gone. Almost me and find politics, but still we have to mention them because we the component of taxes are the fuel prices as well. And the fuel price cost through Okruma. And if you go to the port, for instance, charges are not a war before the MPP left office. The charges have been brought down. Government have done a lot. Last week Friday, now President Mahama Nkasa Tietikrum, he was inspecting the drainage system and the dredging of these drains and storm drains, and the construction of same to accommodate excess waters in the next 2 months or 3. So they be containing floodings, and also to prevent needless loss of life. Look, nothing warmed my heart when Omampini a call Ramsey site. Okodruwa Chenkrofo the Koji Ramsey site was a mom permit to build Deben, and they are filling the site. A huge area. Yeah, a bit containing volumes of water. Yeah, was a kopunumu. Oma kwaje no modi area feeling. Omampini say, well, Nipo Dema no doesn't have the right to do that. Enti Saria will be a moody free buy no. Monsanfa Ariana ko be a moody buy. And I read somewhere this morning that the Greater Accra regional coordinating council. Because you KMA boss. Have we have the KMA boss? I don't think we have AMA. I mean, some way, Mr. Zuba, Comrade Zuba. I congratulate him for that appointment. And Joseph Imbila, me I'm a regional, so my constituency organizer who have been made at Timpane, DC, and I believe he will go through. Congratulations, honorable. Say all the structures are block waterways. Nisanti Emma ensure to ensure to be in call. Ne bufa so bunkam fa so konko fofie e ko se nyoma se japade pem ne wieche krampo no yetimi hwere nipa nkwa no doesn't make sense. In this case, Omampeni Antena office on Osumai, the officer Somunko, he himself was on the ground to ensure that these things are done. Way and the achievement of the government so far, and even many more that I can't mention all. You get it? But regardless of all the beautiful things are buying a at the end of the day, Ghana for air assessor, from the villages, Babia and Kola Yewu deformed. Ye cry a tin cry, and in Krukasium, you may feel Sanuma will and fire home, Papa J, a fire home. Sansa ensure ye no one cry, and freeing cries as so her and ever. If we saw quiet and mepo, and ne quiet brain too more, and crophobia, and meanphobia, testing or more sign, and Sassano, a whole and free back. Ghana Water Company, and draw also Muhia, and didn't know ensure no hote, never fear no ye be no. Thanks you no more, and don't qua a bonus of costro, and yet your boy costro near Tria Eddie Kumia who gradually. And you want to say kidney problems. I bet so common nowadays. I mean, what should that be the case? So, Papa J, the messenger say the government have been in office and any 4 months. Yes, we are too early. We are still in the early days. But Ghana frontiers say, and Namua a buying I chemu led by Nana Kufado. No more year within 8 years in office. A mimsam a bonifosam omudiano. Ene a nyoma sakaya omo ejahono. Same jina hakase Mahama beti me the 1 month e dia class annual money na. Then I'm lying. And of course, a bad deception on the part of government to say so. Normally a 4 years mandate. And that 4 years began from the day of Mampeni Mahama. We are doing our best. Now see near Honia. Yede beye sa juma na Ghana for ambaye sa areshemu eni sa gidino given the 57% endorsement you give to President Mahama and more than 2/3 of parliament MPs among the maye. And going forward no, what we are saying is that etu chita for ena eto and therefore the extra fit mamko no say munjire ye chichi na pa na namu bia aban betunu. We promise you we are not going to entertain any secrecy in this government. No. Aban tro na mu bi na kwanso a e matema mufo na hu na e be mamu so hu ne enti aban etu sa na mo no. Even though someone yanti ase ne na o china bi no hu sunsanso no e beba tama na President Mahama e bia na o si KJT complex, KJT market complex. It didn't make sense at the time, but then it's making many sense. Brother President Mahama OCUGMC, no see the bank hospital, rich hospital, and others. It didn't make sense to some people, but I make it sense with the passage of time. Likewise, every gap there or the step by the Biano, we will make sure say the interests of Ghanaians are protected because we've been suppressed over the last 8 years. And the last thing the NDC government would do, they say be suppress Ghana for. We won't do that. Anytime move for the say, the good people of Ghana, the mandate belongs to you. The mandate to so President Mahama, when he was sworn in the first set of ministers, energy, finance, and attorney general, go to your respective engagement, mindful that the powers belong to the people, and you must do so in their interest. And of course, government will do everything to make sure that the interests of the citizens of Ghana are protected, and every Ghanaian be benefited from the fruit of his labor. After all, you are a Ghanaian citizen, and nothing can take that away from you.
Okay. Now, comment, Biana.
You see, sometimes when we make statements on a big platform like
Yeah. Maybe.
say very careful. Get our facts right. And nipa na what's the name?
Amalbabo ni de no.
Mohammed Amado Zako. I will verify as to whether he's a police officer in the first place.
Yes.
And 2, as to whether he is in charge of cybersecurity.
Yeah.
But if he is a police officer and he is in charge of the cybersecurity, then there's the need for a drastic action to be taken against him. Because the page, you know,
a political page.
A political page. And that is not good. Police form go to about military, the security institution, obia when a party or dom.
Yeah.
But when you make it, so glary like this. For instance, one of his posts was a cocaine president Pablo Mahama Escobar. And all the Mahama named some other foreign microphobia. Atrasina where he put cocaine a table so and almost one a page. And na post ni bon the post the only political party,
police officer.
The only political party in Ghana that has 8 citizens have had, or the NPP, a yabe boho. So many posts, and wire excavators, a war habaya and tabaya or the NDC, and abo, and also actual post. Cocaine dealers have taken over the country. No wonder criminals were celebrating. Post our posting, so the police need part.
Yeah. I would doubt.
Drug cartels have taken control of Mother Ghana.
Doubt.
No, the video I bet to her. Charlie, no matter bring this way, police need part. No, in charge of cybersecurity. Yeah, Mark, you know what we can do.
Yeah.
He has to go. No two ways about that.
I am not.
You can belong to a party, but on your Facebook page,
Nadia, what can you say?
Okay, to even announce the death of the vice president.
Yeah, me person me boni panidin. But the police headquarters, a team and a payer. They know who was there. Yes, I know.
But you see, it can also be verified to know, say, it's a different thing altogether. Because most of these MPs and ministers.
Sir, I'm not saying the picture before.
Me say.
Picture and there were
Nipana. It is known. In fact, it is known.
Very, very bad.
It is known, sir. Nipana, COP Yowunu, IGP, Edna Koto Cybersecurity, unit of the Ghana Police Service. It's a known MPP apparatchik.
Because media man who has a works.
That cannot be disputed.
Works at political activists. Into your home, mama here a bit. You say you see a police officer, and I know
profile no more.
And I know what I can do.
Profile baby woman as a police officer. Be what you be.
Me who be biasa. But
does he need to say that?
But it's a Facebook there. Yeah, they are normal to tour. Yeah, the profile group. It will be a bit to me reflect. It will be a police officer. Something.
The post more and I want to believe so. I created that account.
But no, Papa J. Papa J. May I am saying it without any fear of contradiction that Nipana Akufudam are design COP to your own IGP and now cautious cybersecurity unit. It's an MPP apparatchik. I can confirm that. I can confirm that.
Now, but training checks in the year.
Maybe so your MPP apparatchik. Once he's serving the nation with his expertise, I don't have a problem.
Okay.
But if indeed this is his Facebook page there, there's nothing there that is nationalistic. Okay. Everything is about your friends say MPP. So I want to pray and hope say we'll now using the idea creative. But these things we know how to find out. Say Sankasa. In this Sankasa there and the original.
Okay.
So many
honorable team for Joe Mate and some kind of baby ababa. Nani I say Sasam you're managing the same. What do we do?
Mark, you see, say Reverend Team for Joe until recently, and I said from last week, pictures ne videos where as I mentioned on TV so and now mommy who say he appears to be a young man. Say me not my dream say papa penny be sir, but I think say is Debbie. O ka say Debbie am an interview am ba no ma be ka say ono o kasa on person obi be kasa bi. O host no kra e person o kan be bi kra wontie ne no ma no. But that in some way e ba na mama hu say he is a nice, gentleman and also young enough. I am confident I'm a champion. You know, I'm sure so be champion.
Sure,
so yeah. The amias say odina kodu baby odina kodu no. But you see, what I'm seeing is he lacks or doesn't have that temerity to, as it were, do what Uro kuja to a black one. I mean, I don't see how he can upgrade himself up to that. Say, sa line no person told ya, and your own toe line ye. Right, because the stance and utterances after this whole thing has blown out are all called from one station to another based on invitation or whatever it is, or it is exposing him the more. Emma, you must be a drain say all the things that has come out from his mouth, and I say the one number 2 about so. First of all, there's nothing wrong with opposition. You keep the government on its toes. And of course, one of the symptoms of opposition, any probably hallucination, because if you don't let your voice heard, more or less, people will not believe or see you that you are working. So in trying to let his voice heard, it appears to me, say, opposition hallucination has also, set in. But another issue, and as another area, minya kwenya, maybe sa ura felis kwachu fosu. And the first pictures now, who on the tarmac, nothing shows say a Ghana, airport. Sanka picture gave us a background which shows say Accra airport in here. And I said background, you who say, oh, this is the airport we all know, say Accra no. And cannot be blind, but just a shot of where the tire is being repaired, and that's a tire is now a back in, and it doesn't give enough evidence. But if you look at the explanation given by the Government Communication Bureau, I think, sir, they have given us ample information to tell the public in confidence, say, and yes, obi di koke abaha. But you see, Sanka Ekobane say obi di koke abaha kura. Just say. I don't think, say, the security architecture would have left the person off the hook. Because Abanwe Bahi, Anye Shekurano, they have made one big arrest regards cocaine, which was worth, in terms of its street value, about $350 million a year. Right? It doesn't mean, say, when the previous administration was there, it wasn't happening. It was happening. But probably they covered up, or they knew the people, and for that matter, they left them off the hook. Or they left the system loose so they could operate. But here is a case that a new government has come, and the kind of seizures and then other things we've seen are indicative of the fact that they are up to the task. One, the Jakpa issue regards the seizure of the Sapema containers. Then the gold that was also seized, which was about to leave the country. And then the Takrade Road to Accra, cocaine, $350 million. Now, another one, Abesi Accra Airport with 2 different airplanes. You see, where we have gotten to it regards to Ura in Team for John, Mark, say investigation cost pane ko basse the Odiabato Abonteno, a forcer. Owners of those 2 airlines, and I said those 2 planes, can sue Ura and Team for Joe. And the assembly on one casa diabetu Jan, and yes, I'm Kitwa Crow. It involves international investigation and it has international connotations. And there is the need for him to come clean. Where he got those information from, because he alleged of cocaine and other drugs. So he must prove beyond reasonable doubt, say, information me free ha no indicated say, but be a plane to fear no na sa goods way and they were on board. If he's not able to prove that, not only would he lose face in Ghana, and yes Ghana nkwana na nimbe guase, na momuno or was somebody poor on crofona a year or mu play na say what go mu fino. Or somebody poor unless they decide say won't take it on there. But so also a gina painting say, sir, allegations we any cocaine near the buy and any other contrabands near the buy now a winty any the buy. I share no. But the approach of this government towards renting for Jonas, I think it was in the right direction and it is still in the right direction. One making allegation and the government says that and not just the government communication bureau who came out to say the government is collaborating with so. The president himself issued a statement. So I'm happy say with this idea we are talk about it. In terms no ma say near person yakuntia boa me security architecture no na ye unravel the mystery behind this airlines na and answer these planes na ye hu die etua mu ama say be take action be ya take na you invite one and say you are with this opportunity now you are not availing yourself to it now when I'm radio station to radio station TV station there me just say Mark I'm one too much and for me because it's a running story you know which borders on security you know some of the details we must be left now until further notice because say Mark one kasa at least now saying the one who make a crack no man be what you don't must go until you better have your can this particular one Intel you move be here no insist so ye which makes me believe say there was no truth in this thing being cocaine or whatever it is that he's talking about. And you see, the issue of the fast and Crawford, Mark, it is true. They have left him alone because the man has become more or less like a obia or ship more esenke. This is what is happening. Inti say obi the betu abonten whether it was from Ura Yabuama or not no. On the face value, this is the truth. Say he is alone now. I have not seen people defending him the way they would have defended any other person or issues they believe there are some truth in it. And it's a CR party for you or somebody a habit because a fine gentleman and someone who probably has future regards politics. Now say yet no be said now one make sure say you have been meticulous enough in your findings. Now, the Asamaba. So, Kaya, in some of the better joining MPP disputed it. But at the end of the day, he was able to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And I don't think any of the MPP members will go to that extent. So, obey you on Kasana resources, obey to Kwanya Figana, Aquamanone, Aqua investigation, and also obey room, obey to Kwanya within Ghana, Aqua investigation, and your facts. And son of the Abetuja. But when it appears, he didn't do the needed due diligence to get the necessary fact, if indeed it was true, before putting it in the public domain. And to Mark, I think, sir, we're renting for you. They say one of coffee buy, one can sell JJ, and we be so born in you. Or say, a sum who penny pa, a sum penny pan, so nipa, and no penny was him. And when you go far by the actual book.
Okay, Amaraba, since me and the baby are ababedu last week in the year, what do we do?
For me, Papa J, these issues should have been dismissed right away. Before I come here this morning, picture be in fact, not just a picture. It was a post made by Bubiye Ansa of Accra FM. No, say 2018 or somewhere 2019. Emirates Airbus 1308 or so. And landed at Kotoka International Airport for refueling. Accra Ghana Airport Company Limited issued a press statement stating the reason for the landing. And that ended the matter. And so,
airport release statement. Airport.
No, what I'm saying is,
they should have.
No, listen to me. What I'm saying is that, please pay attention.
That's fine. Because I was.
Yeah, you were on call. The American say, Monsieur Napima, who supposed to be on social media.
Okay.
About Mr. Bubiansa of Accra.
Okay.
They all kind of say, 2018, Emirates Airbus is a 13 is it A380 A380 Emirates Airbus. I don't know whether I have the code number right here. Landed in Accra.
Okay.
Piloted by Solomon Kweku, a Ghanaian pilot.
Yeah, Ghanaian. Well, I'd said double decker nearby.
Exactly.
Okay.
Almost landed for refuel. Okay. And after that, they proceeded. And to him, I say, I brought plane in landing, you know. Ghana International Airport, Ghana Airport Company
Limited,
issue a press statement stating the reason for the landing.
Yeah.
And that ended the matter. And according to him, government should have allowed Ghana Airport Company to issue a statement stating the reason for the landing and that stuff. And that will end the matter. In as much as I respect the post and the idea or expression, I disagree. Tim Fojo, on his post, alleged that there is a suspicious airplanes landing at the airport. 2 of them. And he dwelled particularly on AirMed, which Okan say, AirMed is an air ambulance. Now, bro, Monlande Accra, there was no patient on board. And the plane took off at 1 a.m. And so, therefore, barely 2 weeks or so ago, there was a cocaine bust. Yeah, national security, a chick, and your man. And the air medical aircraft, I landed at Kotoka International Airport. Now, I'm for patients and Madia. Conclusively, Ebefa cocaine in the coin. And he proceeded to claim that national security should come and defuse these allegations. In this case, the moment he spoke about conspiracy to export illicit drugs and money laundering, because according to him, was airplanes nearby, were stashed with foreign currency. In this case, dollar denomination. That was what he said in his press conference. What it means, he said, plane air is supposed to have been a medical airplane. Either the plane is bringing a patient or it will take patients out of Ghana. Plane air no such a person or no such a patient was on board. Now plane air instead of say patients in that plane nimuno and sika and what they buy. No, this sika they buy no before cocaine and the coin. These are categorical allegations. So once he made these categorical allegations, the issues shift right away from the hands of Ghana Airport Company into the government. Because Ghana Airport Company, Civil Aviation of Ghana, are agencies under the government of Ghana. So the matter now rests in the hands of the government, especially when he is alleging government complicity or conspiracy and abetment of crime on the part of the government. Papa J.
Yeah.
I brought all these allegations to the man. Omampini Mahama quickly went online. I said, fine. Under my government, I will not entertain illicit, illegal activities. Because if you look at the presidential oath, as stated in the second schedule of the Constitution, provides that blah, 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 blah. Omampini end as by saying, if at any point in time, some flouts our laws of Ghana, I will subject myself to the punishment according to the laws of the state. So help me God. And even if he, Omampini himself, allow himself to be involved in this kind of crime, the laws but deal with him on your exception, how much more any of the staff or any of his subordinates? And the president is the chairman of National Security Council. Therefore, national security and its entire architecture works under the auspices and the controls of the president because he chairs the National Security Council. And I'm penny saying, in team for you, so I don't see where I am charging you. Provide all the details that you want for common national security, and they will deal with it. We'll say, media may need information, they come out, they should handle it by themselves. How do they do it? So become phone. Now a Free Fire Service Center. There is fire in town. Go and quench it. Where is the place? Accra also. Mm-hmm. Even so, there is fire outbreak. La Paz. La Paz is a big community. What matter the specific location where the fire is? How can the fire service go about with their tender, searching for where the fire is to go and quench it? Where will they go? Achimota Forest. Say a shokaka na me boa. Give me 5 phones to send me Free Police, Regional Police Command. Officer, good morning. Let us say, oh, my name is so and so. My who say a kum nipa Eda Achimota Forest. Go and take the body and investigate who killed the person. Then the police phone me say, Amaleba, where is the location of the body you are referring to? Also, I can't give you a location. Just go and search for the body. It's Achimota Forest. Look at the Gimpa end of the Achimota Forest. And about the N1 end of the Achimota Forest. I did that form. What do you say? The issue you are taking to court, the issue, before you go to court, there must be an issue, be it a civil or a criminal case. And that is what you want the court to apply the law and resolve. And that issue of what they call must establish a reasonable course of action. You see, how many times Nedi will be a court na for lack of evidence or for lack of reasonable course of action. You can't just allege. In fact, what here in team for you and some of our we provided some facts and I'm he has mentioned air medical.
Yes.
Well, I provided some facts. But are the facts sufficient enough to establish the credibility of the allegations he is making against government?
Response from the government. Na enono Omampenyin a director say state institutions must investigate.
Yes.
Na Felix and Subabonte Bekazo, as I'm not I just say, say, we shouldn't even waste.
No, Papa, I beg you.
Time.
Well, no, with all the respect.
Felix
they don't say that we shouldn't waste time.
Yeah.
In fact,
Felix,
yeah.
Ekasa war. Your friend is saying.
I have the video of Felix here.
And I may say, Felix, Ekasai, war, one of the radio stations, well, one of the platforms.
Is it Asempa FM?
Yes, Asempa.
With
specifically.
OB?
Yes.
I have the video, I have the audio here.
But another part, why was adding you wasted that time on it? And you was interrogated.
No.
And the president not taking.
See.
Say a matter of concern. Why are you trivializing?
Don't create impression to your listeners that what Felix, the Honorable Minister for Government Communications, said, seeks to undermine or nullify what the president said. Not at all.
I haven't even said that. But
no. That's why I use the word impression. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in team allege that there was a suspicious airplane landing in Ghana airport, and that suspicious airplane came to take away drugs and brought money. This is a categorical statement. And I'm penny say, if that is the case, whatever evidence you have, give it to the Ghana Police Service or give it to the relevant institutions. NACOP, or NACOC. Yes, NACOC. Narcotic Controls Commission. National Bureau of Investigations, BNI. Or National CID also a part of it. Give your investigations, your evidence to them. The best he could have done is that, see, per the evidence and the facts I have, Amaleba is a complicit in this matter. In this particular day, Amaleba held a meeting at this particular place. These are the people who were with him. And these are the arrangements they made. These are their foreign partners. And before the plane could leave and come to Ghana, these were the calls they made. But are you listening to me? The credibility of your evidence. And before the plane could leave and come to Ghana, these were the calls they made. Credibility is. And the plane Bedu, Amalaba was in touch in this particular airport officer. And before plane landed, any substance on the Bekono, Amalaba Koha Hunipa way. When you table all this evidence to the security agencies, they will know who to deal with. Therefore, you don't make an amorphous, empty allegations. Now, Oman Penny actually say, and I watch say, all the state agencies works under the authority of the state should keep in touch with you, the honorable MP. Provide the, can I even call him honorable? Provide the evidence you have, provide the information you have, so that they can get to the bottom of this matter. Or say, oh, go and investigate it. Because I'm going to investigate it. And I am telling you, that's exactly what he said. And I am saying that, and I'm saying that, over full of regional police head, regional police command. See a kum nipa or Achimota forest. Go and take the dead body. Any busa will say Achimota forest at the way. So, which place exactly are you talking about? And me amako who body no. Maybe do the same can say, oh, someone could do Achimota forest runabout one. About 100 meters away from the runabout, maybe a UAB or ho, dear ways you are, you are asserting a specific, how do you call it? A specific nature. Specific. Okay? You are being specific of the allegations or the report you are giving. Make I say, somewhere, can I say this year or someone later part last year? Let me free La Paz, bar Achimota overhead. Also free La Paz, bar, there's a footbridge. The floor was a crowd. There's a footbridge. Oh, free La Paz, bar stop or back towards Achimota overhead. There's a footbridge. I will above one. Above one. No, you don't above. From La Paz, bar. Overhead no footbridge bi ho ota kwete man bus stop wa there's a footbridge bi ho there's a footbridge
yeah but the new ones bi ho
no this is the old one yes about 100 meters away from the footbridge no na car abo bi da kwan mo I quickly called Odame nipa car abo obi eda this side me kai pe no busa me say oh apekwa kwan no so na me say that means he have had a prior information about it. So he confirmed to me. Come so, Odame, carbon nipa o chrome confano, but the chrome and fire. And that's exactly the allegations in Team for Joy is making. But see, young go my anymore, sir.
Okay.
Said yeah, now minua asanita minua penny asanita no ekano. Say Koban say and someone okay. A better say and someone enye no cre. Na Medical International. Which is in Alabama, United States. Turn around and sue him for damaging the reputation, for making a defamatory comment against Wamua. Can he stand it? Can he stand it? If I were him, can they come and say, I brought my penny expressing interest in this matter? No. You don't even need to come out and organize a press conference. And for you to organize a press conference based on just a suspicion and asking state agencies to investigate who suspicion, no, completely show who he is. Come and Facebook and say, oh, thank you, Your Excellency. I think I need to cross-check my facts again and come back. However, we are committed in helping government to build a resilient country devoid of illicit trade of drugs. End of the matter. But baby, what do you call no? I am not surprised. So on one MPC now, including the vociferous Afenyo market, I jail to his fate. Your battles are matter way alone.
Are you sure?
That's the way I see it. Afenyo market have left him in his battle his own fate because Afenyo market himself have questions to answer when it comes to the missing containers about the ECG saga. For me, the government don't need or should not allow this matter to go unanswered.
Okay.
Whether he like it or not, or so for Moko and also for or true for, will provide evidence for some kind.
There's a publication here that says.
What's it saying?
Sir,
oh, galamsey no hard no. Na me dia na having NDC for no. Say man mo opposition no. No mo say MPP for need to. No man ba MPP for no mo dimi chi wo mo. That mo dimi chi wo mo na galamsey tu ntwa. Ya ka da national issue. Obi e issue so adi ye o de be ye. Na ye nyina ya am party ne de ye politics. Na we di say ya. And I just anyi ne sina say the end of ye ya. Say say aye west you. And the galamsey no dia ehun ye nti say nsu samba agin Magana, in fact, anoding. And the Abanama Modern said, oh, position in some of Kafa, I'm saying now, what I know to us, and your bond.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Madam, say, my fa, do the way. Maybe so much. Yes, so.
I'm a Abraham.
Abraham, you too.
I'm a Catafri, Abracomajoma. I'm a MP. I'm a sama afenyo echiano eme cha do yo Gaza adan MP ma je de wo mu se o ma pene galamsey no yes frenu on tie obomode no fight maye on de panic pa so timi nje swi galamsey de o fight ne ekuayo tuma no ma eduani bu maye yes frenu pa galamsey no mo jai galamsey jumanu because the galamsey jumanu o jai a ye wo man no mu on the state of emergency no of abra galamsey no no mo tutu niama bia galamsey no o mo hold on no o mo yet to the papa e wo hu asan o be start to galamsey no mo tu because state me can say o mo die di galamsey ki no that che ye ma o ba be wo mu no o mo ba be nye papa maye because onya sika ni nyina ne sebi yale for ne e wo man mu a hwan ni no be o ba be ho man so o ti galamsey de o yes no pa of force wo ho
Madam say mama fa for no so the way mache
hello
me ba cho yeti o mache
yo me da se manjare Mr. Courtney
yo
here in this northern Ghana for see Muda Pejama see.
Oh, mama fa for free me ba cho mache o
It's also my Jerry.
yes I too
Me doing the offer make a selfie in your friend station circle. My Jerry, I know I say as an eternal amane. But we are Mujita Bobby, Mr. John Boyd is Michiano. My Jerry, and a man bear catch they say, Katama present a sovereign team. Assembly C, and they are present here, and there was a call, she are present at Tunani. And then this is one Casano. Multimate draws and another, a good Jalibium. You wouldn't say, or multimate Casa can sell Gunanado so. And why I come for and
Nanado Ajari Yumini dear Dominic need to ne kan yo.
Now maybe what's your more? That's not COVID number. What's your when you pass Sunday? What you would say? Man, that's about politics in tea. And then this is for your money back on Mokas and another Gigatu. And then never got any massive. And then was it when now cocaine when the whole world a crack cocaine won't is when they get cocaine what you have been 5 days. Meanwhile, now so much cocaine or what's every day. I'm a plane over there 5 days and a tire pipe. Then the tire, the boat to plane, the tire say, we might end up even like the camera. Yeah, when you're for to be a tire now, pie, why is what you see Ghana? When you're for, I'm going to have a fire. And then about saying, then come on, you're money, you're good anyway. And then the cost of the end budget, you know, said the Mofaba. Yes, sir. Mommy, and you was said the idea was said, I said, my NDC enter. And someone another, but the still coming from a Christmas. Miss Anado.
Madam say. Okay, madam say, mama for from mache.
Good morning, Honorable.
Yes, sir, you too.
I'm about to only a bright near the Catafri Aboso Kai. Mamintia, Missina Come, Honorable Mareba, Wakasa Ye Pa, Yamian Papa, any original chairman, Honorable Ashimo, Michiano Papa, and Anope. Share, they are and this Bapawa. SLC on Dramani Mama,
obebu oman Ghana yi obehihye oman no MPP for betina abenya no so 8 years our president akasa the presidency issue so obe fight galamsey bisa se o free abem no me fight galamsey ana when you fight it is so be about 3 months here na mo pese mu MPP for mo kasa bebre say on for 3 months no fight galamsey a dey papa na ebo no modern bia say galamsey na yetu yesu say asase no obepe kwanya bia so ama solve that problem no eno na onam so say petoni onobo kofi amabo a betimi solve that problem no e dey ama Ghana for na wo hwe obi a oye osofo say na wo twantro ade a wo hu ye na wo su wehu Ghana ebeye essence John Dramani mama ebe shisha oman no ama ye nyina ye ho atoye.
Okay, me that say me for last one my chair. Yes man.
His Hannah, doctor, over by one. A side coming death part, don't you remember? Or don't want to say, Mike.
Nyame adom na ho ya papa motiapo.
Na pa so me mano so e.
Yankopa adom bako, wo mo say ape kakra bro.
Me de baba do on ka mo koma ko an to mo yem, o mo se produce bia maleba, me da ye no. O so kiri bia ba ne dia sem kra no. Na me ni ambe ma, agenkese dombodu, party na fe no national chairman. Honorable Minister Kumsin, National Woman Organizer, Seven, Justin Kodia, also still maintain Justin, Mr. Man. Kakra American Mike, media for your family agro. It is plain to see airport one for the quatch, on my bike, no more of him. Someone that could tell, no, the yacht worker, Naminiano air cannon. Oh, the Mrs. Sano, or see enough one would try. Ne kamere sese anka da so kwa netene ye de empa boy ye ka mo chini se o man ni betuma stabilize na de bia me come instrument na me back to kuta ma jali me mai etime ye bia for masne ese ni ma kwa na koso e krom ba mo ke mo dollar no ntimi kofam na se su kana se issue da bia ba evidence of kama ke me say constitution on society amendment ye da shine for onsa de bia di sembo mbo 242 to di Offering removing you, if there's a problem, my point, when it's about to go. Nana just say, I glance about the second commercial, not the more. Why about when I mean, only shout in the media?
Medas say, a hana medisi. Or we be our free Biamedas, someone must send a message, Medas say. I'm about to quick one at the time.
Unfortunately,
yes.
His Excellency Ambassador Sampiale.
Yes, Sampiale. Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very sad. Very sad news. Yeah.
My NDC Bushiano so ya. Rather from the currency.
Very sad news. Oh. Nana.
I'm not sorry. The can say.
Yeah.
We want to experience transparency, accountability, and true governance. And for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, at least as same way I told you by in Team for Jono, one can say there's nothing in there, or say help me to investigate.
Yeah,
it means say why you ready so person who man, and you bumpire. And I think so yes, I bumpire say yeah, ma made the vice president and Humbert Tono. Now Abesha na Juma said the Ura kuja to Ablakwa or I the other two Jamayan. Yeah, Mobia Achi Papa.
Mention me that say. I had the other to make the NSC. Me did the McJerry OSEI AGYEMAN. Na media seda ma kojoda miado. Media seda ma eye abena frima bankrone na ya safo. Na media seda dia makwesi aboajo ye me boss my supervisor. Dr. Father Dexter na executive producer. Fully supported by my general manager Kennedy Asantiose. Tubedi ye friend Ghana MONTIE. Enya me pa ochena ye besen hia. Ola Michael e the entertainment GH. E de ba beto also. Ni abenambo we ni apamfo no. Ya me kan ho na koso aneti neat 100.9. Mego ya me ka bibia.
Best point savings and loans to scheme no boama ejumai fo siesi kan kakra. E di nya dwetse kese